Hi, I'm Mark, and a couple of weeks ago giffgaff sent me the Sony Xperia E5 to review for you guys. So I've been using it out the last couple of weeks, and here's what I think about the phone. First of all, to get us started, the E5 is a mid-range phone and costs around £150. It came out back in June, and it kind of sits towards the bottom end of Sony's phones. One of the first things that struck me about the phone is that actually it's got quite a premium feel about it, and looks very similar to a lot of Sony's other devices. I found that the phone sits really comfortably in your hand, and unlike some of Sony's previous phones, it's not actually slippery, so it doesn't seem to slide off different surfaces. In terms of what's inside the phone, you get a 1.3 GHz quad-core processor with 1.5 GB of RAM. Now this is enough to get the phone going for everyday tasks, but more intensive apps I found that it really struggled with, and occasionally I got quite a bit of lag from it as well. One of the things I think Sony have thought through with the phone is memory. The phone comes with 16 GB built-in memory, which is about average, but on top of that you can add a memory card up to 200 GB. And so if you're like me and you love having music on your phone, this is a really good solution for having lots of music with you wherever you are. Another thing I think Sony have thought through with the phone is battery life, and they claim that it's got a 2-day battery life, a lot like some of their higher end smartphones. This is a really nice thing to have, and probably for the average user you will get 2 days out of that battery. The screen on the Xperia is quite a nice 5-inch 720p HD display. I found that this screen was fairly responsive and didn't lag too much, and the size of it means that you can reach all of it with one hand, which I still think is a really good feature for a phone. When it comes to cameras, the phone has 2 cameras. The front-facing camera is a 5-megapixel camera, which is ideal for selfies and Snapchat, although it doesn't perform well in low-light situations. This camera can also take full HD video. The rear camera is the one Sony boasts about, and it's a 13-megapixel camera with LED flash. Once again, I found that this camera didn't perform very well in low light settings, but results from it were pretty good otherwise. The rear-facing camera can also take full HD video, and I found the results shot on this were fine and looked pretty good, but the touch focus function is a little bit laggy. One of the most important features on the smartphone is the software, and the E5 runs Android Marshmallow. I found that it worked really well on the phone and was pretty responsive, and for doing your everyday tasks like calls and social networking and browsing maps, it will be perfectly fine. The same goes for external apps, and the phone can cope fine with most of these, although I did find for higher end games it struggled quite a lot, and sometimes loading time was a really long time. And so if, unlike me, you're a gamer on your phone, you might struggle with this device. If you just want a phone that does kind of the basics, it's a great choice. There was nothing in particular that stood out with the E5, but I was a little bit disappointed with the cameras and also a bit disappointed with some of the speed of processing. For those reasons, I would give the Sony Xperia E5 a 6 out of 10. I hope you found this video helpful, and I'll see you guys again soon.